Today, we are diving deep into a new law that's completely changing the game for your digital life in India. We're talking about the Digital Personal Data Protection Act. Now, this isn't just for tech gurus. This is about who gets to control your personal story online. So let's get right into it. Just think about it for a second. Every single click, every search, every photo you post, it all gets woven together into this digital version of you, right? Your digital story. But who's really been in charge of that story? Honestly, until now, it's been a bit of a gray area. Well, that's all changing. With the Digital Personal Data Protection Act of 2023, India has put its foot down and made a really powerful statement. Your data is now legally your right. This is a massive shift, bringing the control of your personal information away from big companies and putting it back where it belongs, with you. Okay, so to really get a handle on just how big of a deal this new law is, we need to talk about the basic idea it's all built on. So let's start with your digital footprint and what data privacy actually means. So what is data privacy, really? Well, at its heart, it's all about protecting your personal info. And we're not talking about some abstract computer code here. We're talking about real-world stuff. Your name, where you live, your financial details, the things that make you, you. It's the right to make sure that stuff isn't being sold or looked at by anyone without you saying it's okay. When it comes to data protection, it really all boils down to these three core ideas. Every time you use an app or sign up for a service, these are the principles that now have to guide them. Transparency, so you know what's happening, your informed consent, so you have a choice, and your ultimate control over your own information. And that brings us to the main event, India's brand new data law. The Digital Personal Data Protection Act of 2023 is a huge, huge deal. Why? Because it's the country's first major law that's specifically designed from the ground up to protect your digital personal data. So the act creates two really clear roles. First up, you've got the data principal. That's you, the individual, the person whose data it is. And on the other side, you have the data fiduciary. That's the company or the platform that's collecting it. The easiest way to think about it is this. You are the owner, and they're just the guardian. Now, the absolute heart of this law is consent. Gone are the days of burying permissions in pages of tiny print. Now, a platform has to clearly ask for your data, explain why they need it, and give you a simple choice. And only after you give them that informed yes can they use it. And even then, they can only use it for the one thing they said they would. And this is where you, the user, get some serious power. The law gives you three key rights over your data. You have the right to access the information a company has on you. You have the right to correct it if it's wrong. And, this is the big one, you have the right to have it erased. And to make sure this all happens, there's a new data protection board to handle complaints and make sure these rights are taken seriously. But, having rules for data privacy is really only half the story. So let's jump to our next section and see how this new law teams up with cybersecurity to create a full-on protective shield for your information. It's actually really important to get the difference here. Data privacy, which we've been talking about, sets the rules for how your data can be collected and used. Cybersecurity, on the other hand, is the actual shield, the technology that protects that data from hackers and leaks. So one's the rulebook, and the other is the bodyguard. You see, this new DPDP Act isn't starting from scratch. It actually makes India's existing legal framework even stronger. For instance, the IT Act of 2000 already covered some data security issues, but this new law adds really specific, tough rules about personal data. Together, they make sure that data theft and hacking aren't just a slap on the wrist. They're serious crimes. So when you put it all together, you've got the new privacy rules from the DPDP Act and the protection from cybersecurity laws. What you get is a much, much safer digital world for all of us. The two work together perfectly to build that foundation of safety we all need. All right, so why does all this matter beyond the legal jargon and the tech stuff? Let's zoom out a bit and look at the real-world impact this law is going to have on everyone. Because this is not just some niche issue for tech people. Think about it. If you're a student turning in assignments, a business owner with a customer list, a content creator building an audience, or a parent just sharing family photos, data privacy is part of your life every single day. And the ripple effects are huge. See, strong data protection laws do more than just protect us. And believe me, companies have to take this seriously. There are massive penalties if they don't comply. This builds trust in the whole digital economy, and that trust is what fuels innovation and gets India ready for what's next, like the age of AI. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? The future of technology depends on one word: trust. Without trust, people just won't buy into new technologies. By creating this framework for trust, the DPDP Act is basically paving the road for all the progress that's to come. It's really that simple and that powerful. So as we wrap this up, if there's one thing to take away, it's this. This new law fundamentally tips the scales back in your favor. It officially recognizes that your data is incredibly valuable, and it puts the power to control that value right back in your hands. The new law gives us the legal framework, but the real power? That comes from being informed. Knowing your rights is your best defense. So the real question isn't just what the law does for you, but what you will do with it. Now that you have these rights, how are you going to protect your digital identity? Thanks for tuning in.